Whoa, there's a lot of people there already. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Thursday night live stream, the Q&A deal. As you can see, Brianna is here tonight. Leslie's not up to it. I'm barely. My voice is still messed up, and I've been coughing up a lung all day. So hopefully I'll make it through this thing. I've got my really good tequila here to try to, smooth this thing out. And I've got a mute button on my microphone that I have to use like almost right away. We're going to talk about Pleck machine stuff because that's one of the questions that came in. Of course, if you're coming over from Matt and Chris's stream over on Texas Toast, they were talking about it too. A couple things. We got a new shirt on Dylan Talks Tone, the one with the skull and the dragon. And last week we were talking about maybe putting the picture on the back and doing a little something on the front. So we did that. It's all fixed up. It's ready to order. You can order it. We've got a couple of cool short run pickups in the pickup vault. And we've got new Strat pickups, our Pan Americans. That's what we're calling them. And so, yeah, very cool. What else? Oh, one other thing.
Apparently I'm Dylan Jr. instead of Leslie Jr. now.
Maybe. Before we get going into the Patreon questions, I want to give a shout out to Sarge978 because last week, or a few days ago, I don't know what day it was, a few days ago, I got something in the mail. I keep telling you about all this various historical stuff, and you all know the things I'm into. Knives and guns and fountain pens and old Cold War stuff and, And so he sent me something really interesting. Apparently he was in Iraq during the first Gulf War, and there was some Ukrainian soldiers there that were still carrying a bunch of Soviet stuff from the time of the USSR. So this is a general issue belt buckle. And then this is a pin commemorating the independence of Ukraine, which is kind of interesting now. And then this is some other army pin. Apparently, there had so much old-fashioned stuff, left over from Soviet times, that they were trading the Americans for anything cool because just to get cooler stuff.
Giving away their Soviet stuff for American
stuff? Like a good pocket knife or who knows what. You know what I mean? Yeah, because they just had such a hard time getting good stuff. So, So anyway, what a cool story and where that stuff came from. So I just wanted to give him a shout out and say thanks for sending me that. That's really neat stuff, man. It's actually over here in our little... We've got some cameras from Japan. We've got some other stuff from Soviet Union. We've got fountain pen from North Korea. We've got some neat stuff over there in our little museum. So thank you so much for sending that along.
Yeah, he's watching.
Cool. Well, if you have guitar questions, put a bunch of question marks in front of them. Brianna will try to catch them. She's only done this a couple times, though. So be patient. And if you really want to make sure that you get your question in, use a super chat because that's the way to get pushed to the top of the pile and make sure your question doesn't get missed. Or you can join Patreon or hit the little join button for the YouTube thing and ask your question ahead of time like these people did. And we're about to get into their questions right now.
Okay. First one. Hey, Dylan, Leslie, Matt's Sunday video about Steve's pleck machine was great, but who is that really for? For 99% of guitars and guitarists out there, it feels like overkill, like asking for F1 upgrades to the Kia Sportage. I drive to the mall, so I'm just confused by the economics of how and when Steve will get a return on his investment into such a tool.
So there's two different sides of this. When you start talking about the pleck machine, hopefully you do get a chance to go over to Texas Toast's YouTube channel and watch not only their video that they had on Sunday that kind of dives into what the pleck machine does, but also the live stream that they just did.
We have a super chat from Sarge.
Oh, right on.
He said, second Gulf War, 2003. Stop aging me, bro.
Oh, sorry, man. Sorry about that. Anyway, thank you for the super chat, by the way. So to get an idea of what the pleck machine really does, basically just make sure that the frets are flat and make sure that the fretboard is flat, but it doesn't do a lot of other stuff. When it comes to what the average guitar player is going to notice, I don't think it's a lot. I think most people that say, I want my guitar plecked, A, don't know what it does and doesn't do, and B, are just, yeah, bro, like my guitar's like totally plecked, bro. Like, I think that's really it. Because you, in order to get the most out of a pleck, you need to know what you're asking for. You need to know what spec you want to hit, not just, is it good? Because most guitars that come from factories are within a spec that is playable and it's good. Going down to 1/1000th of a millimeter doesn't really do you any good. Where it does come into play is if you have a specific spec that you want. Heights off the frets, heights off the first fret, string gauges, string tension, all that kind of stuff. If you know all that stuff and you can, do you have a notebook with all of your specs and on all of your guitars and you know what you want that you can give to the pleck operator, because all he's doing is using a machine that hits numbers that he gives it.
Ooh, wrong thing.
Super chat.
From Van Shank Guitars, how's the cold, Dylan?
Oh, it sucks, man. It sucks. Thank you for the super chat, by the way.
I'm not done.
We got another one?
Yes.
Okay, go.
Tony Leonardi says, happy Thursday, you too.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat.
I think I'm done now.
You got another one?
No.
Oh, okay. So that's the thing. If you've got numbers that you want to hit and you've got specs that you can work within, and things that you want to hit, then it's worth it. But if you're just like, yeah, bro, my guitar's totally plecked. Is yours plecked? You're just making crap up. And honestly, most people don't need to know that their guitar is 1/1000th of a millimeter off from something else. Does it buzz now? No. Does it stay in tune? Yes, which a pleck machine can't do. Does the guitar work? If the guitar, either it works or it doesn't. Is the guitar going to play better because you plecked it? Theoretically, in some setup circumstances, you could get lower action because your fretboard is better. Maybe. But for most of us who play at normal factory stuff, if you play at normal factory stuff, to me, there's no point in doing it. Because if the guitar doesn't buzz now at the settings that you have it now and you like how your guitar is, it's not gonna do anything. If you buy a Gibson, it's not gonna do anything. That guitar is plecked already. There's a lot of manufacturers now that pleck their guitars ahead of time. And if you get a guitar plecked or you bought a Gibson and it got fret sprout between Nashville and your house because you live in Arizona, that's not the pleck's fault. That's not Gibson's fault. That's the weather. So, there's a whole lot of reasons why the expectation of a pleck is set at a certain point where you are going to end up not liking it, but that's because you don't understand it, not because it was wrong. And under most circumstances, it's something that you're not going to really appreciate anyway. That's really it, So it's hidden numbers. It's just a thing to hit specs. So if you don't know what those specs are, if you don't have the experience or care, and your guitar already plays good, then it's not worth it. Now, as far as Steve getting a return on his investment, if he can manufacture a volume of guitars and walk away from the machine and it does something that he doesn't have to sit there and do, then he will get a return on that, which I think is probably why he bought it. Also, I know Steve, and if it's a nerdy thing, Steve's going to buy it just because it's cool and nerdy. And the fact that he has a cool and nerdy thing many times for Steve is enough return on his investment. So.
Ready?
Yep. Ready.
Oh, nope, not that one. Not that one. Can I hit that one to make it go away?
Try it. Nope.
Nope. Okay. Charles said the Dakota Red Dylan S style guitar is amazing. A bucket list guitar that I will never get rid of. I am so stoked.
I did not know you bought that guitar, Charles. That is so cool. That is a guitar that we built in conjunction with Texas Toast. We've done 2 of them now. Tony Leonardi has one, and apparently now Charles has one. Well, Tony Leonardi doesn't have his because it left UPS today. In UPS today, he will have it in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
So,
you had to go get the
yeah.
box.
Yep. Awesome.
Okay. Yvonne?
Ivan.
Ivan says, I can't think of anything other than to thank the both of you for entertaining us this evening.
Well, thank you, Ivan.
Okay. So, Jesus.
Haha.
Sarge said, finally realized a dream this morning and thought not my holy grail of a birth year Norlin. I
Cool.
officially owned my first true Les Paul 50 standard AAA top bourbon burst, which will be the home for my DAFs. I know it's yet another beat to the death topic, and I should probably go to betterhelp.com/DylanTalksTone because I'm an 80s kid whose mom never told me she loved me. But I do dream of a full gutting and as a true to vintage spec / material rewire as possible simply, because in spite of myself, I tend to land in the camp of the real 59 sound better myth. I know better than to phrase it as a worth it question, but if you could give me a straight Dylan style, this is the difference in what you'll hear versus any difference would only be in your head, I would appreciate it as always. Thanks. Goodness gracious alive.
So, this is cool because he's wanted this guitar for a long time. And this is something that he's been looking for. He got a guitar that was made in the same year he was born, which is really cool.
Not Cold War, apparently.
Yes, Cold War. 70s.
He just said not. He's like 2003. Wasn't he just fussing about that?
No, he wasn't born in 2003.
I know that.
He was born in the 70s, which was Cold War. That ended in 1990. Yeah, ish. Yeah.
It's all before I was born. So.
Exactly. See, the thing is you're of the age that I can afford a guitar from your birth year. I cannot afford a guitar from my birth year. That's the thing.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? So,
It's like I can afford a truck from the year I was born, but I can't afford it now.
yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. So, he's asking, should he swap all the stuff out? You know, I wouldn't worry about it too much. I'd leave as much of it alone as possible unless you want to change it. And I would keep all of the stuff. Not that guitar is worth $1 million, but it's worth some money. That's why you had to save up and find one and get it, you know? If you want to put my pickups in it, that's cool. But keep the old ones. Probably has T-tops in it. So, you know, I would not molest it too much, you know?
Why that word?
Because that's an unmolested guitar is like one that has not.
Okay.
I mean, that's what it is.
I don't know how to say that. I'm not even going to try.
It is exactly phonetic.
If. Oh.
Efstathios.
Okay. I was like, I'm going to mess this up. Is there any merit in changing the wiring of a Strat or Super Strat to a volume tone configuration? If so, How would you go about doing that? 1 volume for the neck and middle pickups and 1 volume for the bridge pickup or something else?
I mean, I suppose you could do that.
We have a super chat before you get on this tangent.
Okay. Go ahead.
From Sarge, says, born in 83, it's not a birth year, it's a 2023. Sorry for the convoluted statement / question.
Oh, okay. So I guess I was wrong. If it's 2023, then I still think you're okay. I think that stuff's pretty good, actually. That's in it. I wouldn't worry about it. I have a 2023, and I'm not going to touch the wiring in my Les Paul. I think it's fantastic. Yeah. Where were we? What were we talking about?
Right now, everybody in the comment is talking about molesting things.
Very good.
Okay. Shane.
Wait.
What?
We didn't take care of Stathios' comment and question. I don't remember what it was.
Is there any merit in changing the wiring of a strap or
Okay, so how do you do it? So what you would do is, it's something that I cannot give you right now because I have to actually draw it and like think about it. But yes, you could do that. I don't know why you would want to tell you the truth. A more effective mod, an easier mod, is to actually bridge your middle tone or bridge your bridge tone so that you can use your bridge tone separately. That's what I would do with that guitar. Super chat.
Yeah. From Vinny's World, this is damn, so I'm a guitar molester.
Apparently. I think we all are.
Okay, we have another one.
Go ahead.
From Joey Dano Guitars. What special run pickups do you have right now? I need to set for a PRS class this year. And thank both of you for super chats.
Yeah, thank you. Doug, I have humbucker size Filtertrons. And I have 12-hole humbuckers, which would really be cool in that. They have 12 holes with black screws. It's really, really cool. Yeah, you can check them out. If you go to the website and just hit on the pickup vault, you'll see them. Another one? No. Okay.
You have to do your...
We are down to...
No, you have to answer the one.
If Stathios, I got that already.
Okay.
Yep.
So
next.
Shane says, hello, the lovely Leslie and her handsome hanger-on. I recently heard a theory put forth that the reason Chinese guitars have so much quality issues is because, unlike America, Japan, and Indonesia, which all have a thriving local rock scene, the Chinese government actually banned Western music for nearly 4 decades, and therefore they have no sentimental, emotional attachments to electric guitars. As a result, they treat them as just another consumer product and give them no reverence when they make them. Do you think this theory has any credence?
No, I don't. I have friends, I know people in China. The mentality over there is very different from what we are used to. From what I understand from talking to people that actually have experience there. And it is, I mean, he showed me pictures, right, of like a manhole cover with a curb halfway over it so you could never get the manhole cover out. Like they put the manhole cover down and then they ran a curb over it so you couldn't get the manhole cover out. Stairs that like go up to a doorway, but the doorway is in the wrong spot, so the doorway is only like 4 feet tall and a person can't actually go through it.
Grandma.
It's true. She's from Japan, though.
Well,
you
look, I'm a solid 5 foot.
And he was explaining to me that that mentality comes from you do what you're told. It's just if you're paid to do a thing, first of all the labor is subsidized by the government. So it is basically, to some extent or another, depending on the industry, government subsidized forced labor. And so when you are told, put a curb over this manhole, instead of saying, hey, should we move it to the right a little bit so you can still get the manhole out, cover out, you just do what you're told. So it's like they can't think for themselves.
There's no common sense.
Well, I don't know about there's no common sense. I wouldn't take that away from an individual person. They probably do.
In the job environment, at least.
Right. I think they're forced to be certain ways because of how it all works over there. And so it's just, if you're told spend 5 extra minutes on this and make it right, then you'll spend 5 extra minutes on it and make it right. But if you're told do this in 30 seconds and go on to the next one, you'll do it in 30 seconds and go on to the next one. The thing is, it's not unlike that here, and so, but I think it's more so there. And it becomes a mentality. Like they're afraid. He was telling me some stories about asking people their opinions about things. And like, they wouldn't share their opinion because it was like, in their mind, it's like against the law to share their opinion. There's not that it's against the law, but
frowned upon.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Just tell me what to do, And so that sort of mentality makes it to where if they might be thinking in their head, I could do a better job at this if I spent 5 more minutes, but I'm not allowed to spend 5 more minutes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's not, and one of the things I always think about is people talk about China, but I bet the people are amazing, hardworking, conscientious, and and
there's not allowed to be their own person in the workforce.
Right. And, there's morons like there is everywhere else, and there's really cool people like there is everywhere else. But the CCP has them under such a thumb that they have to be how they have to be. So,
You have to hit a button.
Hit the button.
Okay. Super chat from Tony Leonardi. Dylan, is the neck humbler of the 001 the same as the radiator for grill humbuckers I got from you 2 years ago? It was so warm and bluesy. I love it.
Probably close. Thank you for the super chat.
I think we're here. Okay. Michael said, what's the worst guitar you've ever played?
Probably something vintage. Probably, I've played a lot of bad old Fenders.
I can't see your collection right now.
No, not in my collection. I don't keep
in general?
Yeah, I don't keep them if they're bad. Probably something vintage. Probably some Japanese Taisco something, department store guitar. That's what I think. I couldn't put my finger on it, but it's probably something like that.
Okay. Next one. Sultan says, hey, Dr. and Mrs. Tone, me again. Glossy polyfinish necks can be wet sanded to make them feel smoother. Is there a method to do the same on nitro finish necks? My Gibson SG Standard is really too sticky.
I would just use 800 wet dry on it, and that'll take it down. And you shouldn't go through the finish. That finish is actually pretty thick. Yeah, it'll give you a nice matte baby's bottom feel. I've never felt a baby's bottom, but that's what everybody says. In fountain pens, baby's bottom is bad.
What? Why? Wait, save that for later, because we'll get on the whole thing.
It's when they over polish it, and there becomes a little gap right there in the bottom, because it looks like a butt. And then the ink doesn't touch the paper.
Okay.
Yeah. It hard starts then.
What? It hard starts?
Yeah, like you'll start writing and nothing will come out, and then it'll start coming out.
Oh,
Because of that.
Okay.
Yeah. My
Got
Mont
that
Blanc was
one.
doing that when I first got it.
Why do you hate me today, Sarge? You said, I know a few weeks ago the topic of seller's remorse was discussed. As far as that goes, have you ever had an instrument you let go of where you didn't realize at the time you had an emotional connection to it until years later? I had a cheap Ovation I brought to Iraq during one of my deployments, and I passed it off to someone in a different unit as we were redeploying back home. It was cheap and didn't think I cared about it until all these years later. I often think of it and the times it helped me and some of the guys get through after missions, particularly ones where we had casualties. That guitar and me playing with the guys still comes up from time to time in conversations when we reconnect, and it has been said to have been what helped some of the guys get through the hardest days there. Not a novel concept of music being an escape, but I didn't realize the emotional attachment I had to that instrument at the time. While I wish I had held onto it for that reason, I hope it brought comfort and an escape to the guys I passed it on to.
No.
Jeez, I read all that just for you to like.
I don't get emotionally attached to physical things. Really, I'm not that person. To me, everything's replaceable. If the house burned down and my red Strat was here and I couldn't get it, that would bum me out because I've had that thing since I was a kid. But I'm also not getting rid of it. So, there is that. But so that's the only emotionally attached guitar I have, but I don't know that I'm actually that much emotionally attached to it. I never even look at it. It's in the closet. Like I keep it to keep it, I guess. But I never.
You mess with this sometimes.
Maybe.
Sarge said, I don't hate you. I didn't know you'd be on tonight. I was trying to punish Mom for not getting any of my movie references.
Oh my word. That's hilarious.
Oh, that's great. Okay, well, I feel better now. He's not like...
That's really funny. Thank you for the super chat. We still have more Patreon questions, huh?
I don't think we have that many.
There's a lot of them.
No, there's not, because I'm all the way down here now.
Okay, cool.
So, no, that's all the Patreon questions. So,
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm not done now.
Cool.
Because I've been keeping up with these.
Excellent.
Some of these are questions, some of them are not.
Okay.
Chris Hendricks said, I ordered a couple Kawakos from Samutri, and I'm excited to start collecting. It's a slippery slope, but I'm here for it.
Awesome. You don't have to put those ones up.
Oh, duh. Dog Dr. Tim says...
Hey, you'll have to... you should send her a message and tell her that we have people buying from there.
Okay, I'll text her after. Dog Dr. Tim says, I too am a collector of the interesting and unique. Don't you just love collecting?
I do. When it has stories. Like, I mean, this stuff is really, really cool. And I think my thing about vintage stuff is, where did it come from? Who had it before? Like, how many thousands of miles have these little pins come,
Yeah. Yeah.
Done.
Joey Dano Guitar says, can you hold 2 of 12 screw? I'll be there 5, 13, and 14.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you know what that means?
I do.
Okay. Okay, well, while you do that, Texas Toast Guitars video about the Pleck machine was great for them because it showed how great their work is. The Challenger was nearly perfect. That was just a...
Yeah, exactly. That's really cool.
Ricardo Espindola says, what is the average price for getting a guitar plexed?
Usually, the last time I did it, it was like $300, but that's been a while.
Oh, Oh, wait, I can take these down as I do.
Yes, you can.
I know. I'm thinking. I got that one. Okay. Kyle Ketchimonia says stickers or no stickers on guitars.
Depends. Depends how punk rock you want it to be. If it's punk rock, then totally.
All the stickers.
Yeah.
My laptop has a lot of stickers.
Another super chat.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it! You see more buttons than I do. I wish it wouldn't do that. Okay.
Go ahead.
Kyle Ketchimonia says, I'm Cree First Nations. What tribe are y'all from?
Chippewa from Ontario.
Alan Mitchell said, Dylan, your arm or hairless like mine. It's our native showing.
That's right.
Okay. I got that one. Rodbox says, good is good. I don't know how Jimmy, Eddie, Clapton, Beck, and Vi made any kind of music without a pleck job.
Exactly.
Paul Langlois?
Okay.
How am I supposed to say that?
Paul.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Sure.
Every time I hear Paul, there was a thing on Nickelodeon. It was this chimp that would just like, hi, I'm Paul. So I can't just say Paul.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Paul. Sorry.
How would you make a guitar that incorporates knives and fountain pens? The Damascus pickups were amazing. What's the next level?
I've been thinking about it, and I don't know. We've been having that conversation over on Patreon, and I don't know what that is.
IBJI says, have you ever done a before or after tone test for the SRV pickup shielding trick? By the way, how cool was it to find that out?
It was very cool to find it out, and yes, we did do that test, and it changes definitely things. I think it's cool. I don't think you need to do it. You just buy the pickups normal.
I'm making sure I didn't miss anything important.
I'll show you another trick once you get back where you are. Where you're going.
Over here?
See, there's a third tab for only super chats. So when you get
I
a new
knew about that too.
Yeah. So when you get a new one,
it'll just
yeah, and you can actually go over to that third tab and unclick all. See.
Oh wait.
Oh, maybe you can't.
No, I can't do that.
Anyway,
I'm doing.
But they're over
this
there
part
by themselves.
Okay, Vox Guitars Rock says, didn't Phil McKnight pleek a Squire?
Yeah, he plecked a Squire. Yep,
Pleck.
he did.
Why do I keep saying pleek?
I don't know.
Okay, BC Rich 581 says, when we were talking about like China's weird, like just do as you're told, says, isn't that the Winchester House?
I don't know what that means.
I will help you later.
Okay.
I do.
It must be some series I've never watched.
No, it's a thing.
Okay.
Vinny's World says a lot of industries are not subsidized by the government. Actually, that's actually why there's a gap in the quality. Private enterprises are notorious for skimping and for skimping for profits.
That makes sense because they do that here too, right?
Rick Davis says, sorry, I'm a goof. What are the favorites? Guitar, luthier, or makers, band, artist, type of adult beverage, weed strain if you partake. No need to announce anything. Just make fun of my blue dream.
Okay, hang on. So let's do the guitar questions now.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
And wait.
okay.
Let's do his guitar stuff now, and we'll save his off-topic stuff for later. So give me
So
his
keep
guitar
that
stuff.
one.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the favorites? Guitar, luthier. Oh, wait.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
guitar. Band, artist.
Guitar, right now is my Texas Toast Challenger level 2 with the pink paisley top. My favorite luthier. Acoustics is going to be McPherson. Electrics is going to be Texas Toast Guitars right now. Yeah. What's the next part of it?
Not
Okay.
important. Curtis Chavez says,
We'll answer the rest of your stuff in the off-topic hour.
Yeah, I just get on like, I have to read this. Curtis Chavez says, what are the main characteristics of Firebird pickups? I've never heard a recording of them that sounded bad.
They're kind of a single coily, sort of hot, kind of P90-ish, but more humbuckery, kind of, really. I guess. Would be the easiest way to say it.
Charles Wallace said, played a bunch of S-style guitars over the past 40 years, and the one I just got today is hands down the best. Thank you so much.
Awesome. That guitar is really good, too. That neck is really good. The pickups are really good. That guitar is really good. That finish is really good. Once that wears and you start to beat that up, you're going to see some things about it. You're going to really like it. It's really cool.
Okay. Sharp Edge Standard Official says, hey, Dylan, do you think the plate under single coil bridge pickups really actually does anything other than add weight?
Oh, absolutely. It changes the shape of the magnetic field big time, and it raises the inductance of the whole pickup. We have a whole video on this. Yeah, absolutely. Changes everything. That's why you do it on the bottom of a telly, and it's also why you can do it on the bottom of a Strat, and it will completely change how it sounds. Yeah, no, it's a huge difference. It's a big deal. Yeah. Got to be steel, though.
Vox Guitars Rock says, have you ever played a Crook custom guitar?
I have. They're fantastic.
What is that?
Crook is who Brad Paisley uses Crook a lot. You know, they're like the ones that are real sparkly and have like really crazy colors, like in Paisleys and stuff. Paisley. I think some of those are Crooks. A couple of them are Crooks, and then there's another brand that he plays too. There's two kind of really boutique-y brands. I can't remember what the other one is. Forester, maybe? Yeah.
James Grote
Forest
says, how about a video installing a TBX boost on a Strat and the problem of where to put the battery?
Nah, okay. I mean, there's really no video to make on that. Just stuff it in there. You have to put it between the switch and the pots. That's where it goes. I don't like TBX boosts, so I don't really care.
Martian Murray says, in simple speak, where does a capacitor go and what's it doing?
Where does a capacitor go? Is this like a riddle?
All I think of is Back to the Future.
No.
The flux capacitor.
That's a flux capacitor. That's different. Yes. Typically, it goes between your signal and ground, and it is a filter. And it's usually shelved at a certain frequency, and then you use the adjustable resistor, that is the tone pot, to adjust how much that is going to ground. Yep.
3J Music says, Dylan, are you familiar with Profile brand guitars?
Mm-mm. No, I am not.
We might have to Google that later.
I'll Google it right now. Go ahead. Keep going. You got nothing? You caught up?
Yeah.
Well, dang. Let's see. Profile guitars. I've never heard of them. Or maybe I have and I just can't. I mean, I've heard of lots of things that.
Alan Mitchell said Matt is actually opening a shop in Texas where they'll handle all their Colorado Toast line guitars out of.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Jason Albert says, could you use a flux capacitor in a guitar? If you know how to make one, I want one.
I don't think so. I think they're too big.
Alan Mitchell says, I have a flux capacitor in my guitar. That is a fake thing, right? Like,
yes.
they're not.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. That's a fake thing.
I was like, am I missing
There
something?
but there is, they did make one for the movie, right? So you can actually go on Amazon, I think. And you can buy. Hang on.
I'm laughing at these.
laughing at these foos.
Yeah, these fools.
Yeah, so you can buy one on Amazon.
Like, does it? What?
I mean, it doesn't do anything.
I know that.
It's $60. But that's the
We could
thing.
make that.
That's the thing for from the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Vinny's World says, what's the difference between a Dylan in conjunction with TT versus a TT with Dylan pickups? What is a TT?
Texas Toast. Oh. Well, I don't. They make challengers. They don't make strats, and they don't make tellies or any of that stuff that they put their name on anymore. And so, if you want one of my guitars, it will be something that they build basically for the most part, but I will spec it. It will be made to what I want it to be for me to put my name on it. And then we will put, it's like their ghost building, but I'm telling you more or less. Of course I do all the electronics and do all that stuff. But it's shapes that they won't make, you know, obviously, because they make challengers. That's what they do, and they make the American Icon. But they don't make strats, and so they did, but they don't really anymore. They might have a few orders that they're cleaning up, but they don't really anymore.
Richard Del Connor says, I have a 1965 Pleasant guitar from Japan. I love it. Have you seen one?
Mm-hmm. I have seen them. Yeah, that's cool.
Shane Walton says, I loved your tone times one video. Tone by one, tone times one. But I got irritated at the product after 30 other channels flooded my feed with the same product. Do you think this business strategy is correct?
Tone X is what he's talking about.
Oh.
That's my video that came out yesterday. I mean, how else do you want him to do it? Nothing against you, because you're not the first person. And you're very nice about how you're talking about this. There's a bunch of idiots in the comments like, I hate these videos. Why does everybody... How else do you want to do it? Like, what's wrong with it? What is wrong with everybody? Like, so I'll tell you, I'll tell. I had a few people say, I came to watch your video because I knew that you were going to be straight with me about it, and that I like the way you talk about this stuff. So this is why I watched your video about it, and I used your affiliate link. I do that with certain things too. If I'm going to buy a pocket knife, if I'm going to buy a fountain pen, if I'm going to buy a new pistol, there's certain people that I'm always going to go and watch their video. I don't need to watch 7,000 of them. When a new gun comes out, I'm going to go watch Honest Outlaw, because I like the way he does his reviews. When a new pen comes out, you know, I've got my people for that. When pocket knives come out, I've got my people for that. It works the same in every industry. The day a product comes out, the embargo date is whatever date the product comes out. Cell phones, everything. This happens with cameras. It happens with cell phones. It happens with everything. It's just how it works. It's not just guitar stuff. You don't have to watch all the videos. You can scroll past stuff and not watch it, and just choose to watch the person that you want to watch, that you identify with the most. That's kind of the point, is the marketing companies know that nobody reads magazines anymore. We used to go to Barnes & Noble and flip through magazines and be like, oh, check it out, this new product came out. Well, we don't do that anymore. But it was even the same then. If there was 6 different dirt bike magazines, the same exhaust pipe came out in all the magazines at the same time. The only difference is it's fed to your brain through your phone now. So it's always been like this.
It's just the way they show it to you is different.
Yeah. And it's more accessible. But the thing is that we all just pick the person that we want to watch, and we will just watch that person.
Sarge, thank you, said, be careful playing with more than 88 BPM with flux on.
Yeah, otherwise you're going to time travel.
88 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Curtis Chavez says, Dylan, your thoughts on the itty bitty Tone X. Is it missing anything that you miss from the bigger box?
Nope. I love it.
Okay.
I like it better because you can play with headphones more effectively. I like the way it works with headphones better. I'm about to die, man.
Sharp Edge Standard Official said, thanks for the play explanation. Last question. How would you troubleshoot this scenario? My stock custom shop 54 Strat volume knob. When rolled to a 10, the volume drops out a bit. Is that a pot short?
Yes, probably.
James Grote says, ever play a...
James Scroat?
No, two separate words. James Grote.
Okay. Just checking.
Said, you ever play a Moss-Right?
Oh, yeah.
With the 0 fretboard.
Yes. Yeah, they're cool.
Um,
I'm actually friends with the guy that makes them now. Ed. I think his name is Ed. Yeah, his name is Ed. Ed?
Mufasa.
Say it again.
Martian Murray said, about the Tone X or any modeler, wouldn't the model sound be blended with your own amp, or would you just run it straight to a cab?
It depends how you use it. So you could use it as there's stomp profiles, so like overdrives and fuzzes and stuff. So you could use those in front of your normal amp, or you could use it as an amp itself. That's the way I'm going to use it.
Joey Dano Guitarist says, the Super Strat you built me 5 years ago, do you think the neck on the non-reverse guitar you built will fit on it?
Yes, but you're gonna have to measure it because the neck pocket depth might be different. Because I built that with Steve's templates. And it's going to be weird because the one on your Super Strat has the flared fretboard. So I don't know. You could try it. And it'd probably be okay. But the only thing I'd be worried about is the depth of it. I'm not sure.
Rusty Shackleford says, in your last Tonex video, were you saying it's exactly the same as the big one, but less than half the price? That seems wrong and would cannibalize the $400 Tonex. What are the differences?
Well, you can do more with the big one as far as various... well, you can run more profiles at the same time. You can run 3 instead of 2. The user interface is a little easier on the big one because it's actual knobs. And the in-out is more effective on the big one. So I don't know that it cannibalizes anything really. It just depends on how elaborate you want your setup to be. As to whether you're gonna, how you're gonna do that, I guess. But I don't think it cannibalizes anything. No.
Okay, Richard Del Connor says, can a pleck machine be programmed for the high frets roll off where they take a little extra off to higher frets?
Yes, it can be.
Curtis Chavez says, Dylan, eat some pineapple for that cough. It helps me.
Oh, man.
Richard Del Connor says, can a pleck fret job be programmed so that the higher frets are reduced a little further than the other frets?
Yes.
Oh, it's the same question, just worded differently.
Yep.
Sharp's Edge Standard Official says, thanks, you guys are awesome. Dylan, your voice sounds a lot like John Mayer. Can you sing like him too?
Better. I can't play better than him, but I can sing better. Dude. Hey. Let's do no noisy toys right now.
I'm caught up again.
Wow. We're waiting for more questions.
Yes. Not essays. Questions.
10, not essays. We have 10 minutes left in the guitar portion, and we do have some off-topic questions tonight.
We do. That I know the answer to and you don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that Winchester thing.
Oh, yeah. I guess we'll talk about that, yeah. In the off-topic section. The dog is very like, hey, it's been 45 minutes and nobody has talked to me.
We've pet him every time he comes in here, and Mom was playing with him.
It is true. Yeah.
Jim Cunningham just says, sorry, I'm late.
Well, we're glad you're here. People have 10 more minutes for guitar questions. Don't bite my foot.
After we started it, like I was sitting with with my ankles crossed, the first thing he did is licked the whole bottom of my foot.
Licked the whole bottom of your foot?
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, super chat.
He said, Tones Brigade shirt ordered. I can't wait.
Oh, excellent. Tones. Oh, my God.
What?
That gives me an idea. I'm going to make another one of those shirts different from that one. And I'm going to put that on. Stop biting my foot.
Okay. My question is, if you know how to do a proper setup, do you need PLEKing?
PLEKing, because somebody can't spell. Or they're typing too feverishly.
His name is Al Johns, and he's got a picture. Is that a Yorkie?
Nice. Al John's is cool. He's been here a lot.
Sweet.
His
Yorkie has a bandana.
Nice. So if you need a... Go ahead.
Penny's World. Here's a treat for Bandit.
Ha, thanks.
I love how many people are like, oh, there's the dog.
Yeah, we've been putting them in videos lately too. Okay, so we need to get back to this other question. It was, what was it?
Proper setup, need PLEKing.
PLEKing.
PLEKing, pecking.
Well, a setup is separate from a pleck job. All a PLEKing machine does is it makes sure that the fretboard is flat and it makes sure that the frets are flat. But all of the other playability that happens after that, string height, fret ends, polishing, crowning, all that stuff happens afterwards. So it's just to make sure that the fretboard is flat. And any good guitar builder is going to already make sure of that anyway. Okay, I hit the button.
Sarge said, yeah, I thought you'd like that.
Thank you, Sarge.
Okay.
Dude.
Shut your face.
Yeah.
Give me this. Or not. Okay. Curtis Chavez says, would a bridge P90 be more responsive than a bridge PAF humbucker?
No, I mean, they'd be equally responsive if you have a good one. They'd just be different. They'd sound totally different because they're different pickups. But if you got one of our DAFs versus one of our P90s, they would be equally responsive and properly good, you know. Yeah, no, that'd be fine. Either way.
Joni Dano Guitars says, only reason I asked is my fingers are working better than wide neck I started on.
Oh, yeah, because he used to play with a really wide neck. And so maybe he's enjoying a narrower one now. That's cool.
Richard Del Connor says, when should a person just order a Plex job when they buy a new guitar? And when can they trust a manufacturer to have done a good fretting job and fret leveling job? I'm guessing.
Yep.
Instead of fret.
So that's a good question. Fenders, I don't think Fenders are plecked. Gibsons are plecked. I think PRSs are plecked. And the honest truth is, dude, hey.
Come here. Give me this.
No squeaks, please. Right now. He's just gonna keep doing it.
You threw it.
Well, I know, but anyway. I think the thing about it is you have to understand what the expectations of a pleck job are. And the bottom line is 99% of all guitars that come from all factories are good enough to play. I don't think it's worth it unless you have very specific needs or you play unconventional tunings, string weights, stuff like that. Push the button.
Charles Wallace said, just to say thank you.
Thank you, Charles Wallace. I appreciate that, and I appreciate the super chat. And I'm glad you got a cool guitar now. I mean, you had a cool guitar before, but I'm glad you have a cool guitar again.
Martian Murray says, Dylan, have you tried a shot of honey, a squeeze of lemon, and 3 shots of tequila for your cold?
This is tequila, and it was half full when we started. So I skipped all that other crap and went straight to the tequila. You do have some really good honey, though.
I do.
You just got that really good honey at the farmer's market the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Just save some for Rue. Because that's the whole reason I bought it.
Yeah.
Okay. CG Carino
Okay.
says, plethora of accessibly priced overseas collection or handful of expensive ones.
Say that again.
Plethora of accessibly priced.
Oh, so basically he's saying, should I buy a bunch of cheap imports or should I buy a couple of good guitars? Buy a couple of good guitars.
Yep.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. That's
Jim Cunningham says, Dylan, if you could shape the magnetic field to be stronger through the strings or through the coils, which would affect the sound more?
they have to happen equally. And they will happen equally, or not equally, but they affect everything affects everything. So it's not like you're gonna put more in the coil and less in the strings. It's not really how it works. I mean, I guess you can kind of do that with metal, steel, but there's a sweet spot with the magnetic field and the strings. That you have to take into account too. So everything needs to happen in the coil. The frequency shaping happens in the coil because the inductance, meaning the efficiency, the ability of the coil to make electricity, because that's all a pickup does is it makes electricity. The efficiency of the coil and its ability to make electricity is due to the inductance in the coil. So that's what matters, is the magnetic field in the coil.
Van Shank Guitars says, sometimes Gibson only plecks the nut on low end.
Guitars. Okay. That makes sense.
I got that one. Nicholas Argon says, I'd like a Dylan Talks Tone Bridge pickup recommendation. Going on a Kramer Pacer with Floyd Rose. I do improvisation and leads a la Prince Gilmore.
Super 8.
I wasn't done.
I know. I already know the answer. But keep going.
A lot of neo soul, pop, R&B, and occasionally punk.
Super 8. All the way. Super 8 all the way. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay. Rob Block says, can pickups use south and south poles, or do they need to be magnetic?
I mean, they have to be magnetic, otherwise they're not a pickup. So, yeah.
Oh, south poles. He fixed it at the bottom. Okay. Sarge978 says, when messing with Gibson spec humbucker height, what effect does higher and lower have on sound tone-wise?
It'll change. Again, this will change the efficiency of the pickup. So you get too close and you start to affect things. You get too far and it starts to thin out. So usually it's about 3-4 millimeters, 150 thousandths. It's 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. Off topic hour. Here's how this works. It's down here, all the way to the bottom.
Where?
Go all the way to the bottom. And it's
that?
Yeah. So here's how this works. It's off topic hour at 9 o'clock. If you have a guitar question, you have to use a super chat after 9 o'clock, or you have to come back next week. If you ask a guitar question after 9 o'clock and it's not in a super chat, we're not going to answer it. We're going to ignore it. Ask us any off-topic question you want, and we will probably answer it. We haven't turned one down yet, but there's always a first time, I guess.
First time for everything.
Yep. And we do have some off-topic Patreon questions, and then we do want to go back and handle that one that came in earlier if you can find it.
Oh, I found it. I promise.
Okay.
I put a star by it because that was like my thing.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Off-topic Patreon. Chocolate cake, chocolate mint cake, or if you are on my son's camp, mint only cake.
Chocolate cake. How about you?
I really like chocolate mint cake, like Nana T makes. That like cold refrigerated.
Okay. All right.
It's like fudge cake, and then like super fine like mint layer,
Mint's got to be right for me to want it.
and then it's like hard chocolate.
Yeah. There you go.
I can make it. I make a mess, but I can make it. Charles said, good evening, Leslie and Dylan. Thank you for sharing your evening with us.
Thank you. And that was it.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. That's for Tuesday.
Oh.
All right. So there was the dude that asked like 5 questions and we put him off.
Okay. Luthier makers, you answered that one. Band artist.
Oh, band and artist.
Yep.
So my favorite record of all time, which I guess this would kind of put this in my favorite artist of all time, is DJ Shadow Introducing from 1996. I really like electronic music. She's grabbing some questions.
I am, because my brain, like... He won't answer that question. Somebody said, who is your favorite child?
Depends. I mean, it depends.
On?
A lot of stuff.
Now I'm like...
I'm kidding.
You have a favorite?
I'm kidding.
Okay. So the next one... Okay, we finished his... That's going to be a whole tangent, so I'm not going to do that yet.
Okay.
No, because that is like... That's my thing. Okay. Curtis Chavez says, is this the Dylan Talks Time Good Time Hour? Good time hour? I thought we were having a good time the whole time.
I thought so. I've been having a good time for over an hour now.
CG Carino says, can you guys see well if you exchange eyeglasses?
I don't know. Never tried it.
Oh, shit, no. He's blind as a bat.
No, I'm not, actually. I'm not, but I have progressives. So...
Whatever part I looked in made my forehead hurt.
That was funny.
So it is? No.
Yeah, my prescription's actually not that high.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sarge978 says, why Google when you can pay a friend instead? 30 years and I never thought to ask and side by side by side setup?
No.
Why is the bridge angled? South by south by south? I don't know.
No, single. I don't know. That is a holdover from Telecasters, which is a holdover from lap steels. So, and it's to get the sound balanced because they were adapting a lap steel pickup, which is straight, but to make the lower strings a little bit less crazy, they angle it. And then it's a holdover from the Tele because the Tele was a lap steel pickup, turned a little bit. So that's why. Yep.
You said thanks for doing that. That was funny.
That was funny.
My eyeballs hurt.
That was funny.
Kyle Kitchemonia. I'm sure that's not how you say that.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan, if you are from Ontario, do you get cows and plows? That's a big government payout to treat First Nations.
I do not because...
I was gonna say, we could be getting cows?
No. No.
I like cows. New Gun Guy says, favorite EDC light. I can't get away from the Sunstream Stream Light Micro Stream USB.
I don't... I'm kind of an OLite junkie only because... so I guess I have an OLite Baton 3. I have an OLite Arcfeld. I have an OLite Big Baton, the longer one. Leslie has one. I have a bunch of pistol lights and I have a Surefire on one of my ARs, I guess, on my 300 Blackout. But I like OLights because they all have the same magnet chargy thing. So I just kind of stuck with it.
Jim Cunningham said, hey, how about them eclipses? There was just one, right?
As far as I know.
Like this year?
Unless the world ended and we didn't know it and we're just stuck in our little bubble.
I like my bubble just fine.
Same.
Armando M. Lopez says, have you ever been hunting or otherwise gone to a range using a compound bow? Are as fun as firearms are, I think archery is even cooler.
I think archery is amazing, and I've dabbled, but it is something that I would definitely do more. Yes, I would love to.
Okay, I'm good. James Grote says, you watching Fallout?
No.
Isn't that like video game based?
Yeah. I just don't watch the series. I'm not really I'm not really like a, hey, have you seen the new series that came out on whatever? I just don't really.
John Martin says Coen brothers or Farley brothers?
Cohen.
Curtis Chavez says, what is your favorite squeaky toy? Pupper needs to go to a good boy store. No, he does not. That dog is spoiled rotten.
Yeah.
My fault entirely, but
yeah,
spoiled rotten. But it's a tennis ball.
Yeah, we're finally getting him. I mean, he's got tons of toys. There are tons of them. But she got him a 6-pack of squeaky tennis balls, the Kong ones. And we've finally turned him into a ball dog. I've been trying to get him to play fetch forever. And in the last month, all of a sudden he's like, oh, okay, I like balls. Oh, look, a ball. I'm going to chase the ball. I'm going to bring the ball back. He just finally decided that he is a ball dog.
How many are in here? One. There's probably one under the couch.
Yeah, they're all over the place. I mean, they just...
No, he is way spoiled.
Yeah.
Because of our routine.
Mm-hmm. No, he does good. You take him to the dog park a couple times a week and...
Yeah, we go to the dog park in the mornings. I drink my coffee. He runs around and acts stupid. We go eat lunch downtown.
Yep.
And then we go to the pet store.
Yeah. And we have we're on a half acre and we have a fenced backyard too. So he can run and, I play fetch with him pretty much every afternoon until he gives up. So, yeah. No, it's good.
Yeah, his life does not suck.
Mm-mm.
Doc Siltonen says, I made it for the off-topic hour.
Hey, Doc. He said he had to work late tonight, so he texted me earlier.
CG Carino says, nice Rode mics. Are you guys using a Rodecaster? I almost bought a Boss Gigcaster. Can a streaming device replace an audio interface?
I am using the Mackie DLZ Creator. Sweetwater sponsored a video and sent me one about a month ago. And so we've been using it ever since. It's awesome. I need to do another video about it. I love this thing.
John Martin says, I thought you were a Cohen man.
Mm-hmm.
Vinny Swirl said it must be super exciting for him to have more people playing with him now, too. That was, I mean, yes, but he's never lacked attention.
Yeah, but...
No, I get that part, too.
What's the nicest way to... I guess
active.
He,
age appropriate.
Basically, before, he was very... Well, you were living with Graham. So you kind of had, I'm not saying you had to live by her rules, but like you were a guest in someone else's house, really.
Yes.
And even though she didn't have to move because we bought their house and so she was already here, now it's our house. Now it's her, you're not like a guest. You actually live here. And that sounds weird, but
no, that makes sense.
You were trying to just be respectful of living in someone else's house, and now it's our family's house. So
now it's just
how we allow the dog to run around, how we is a little different because you were kind of a guest before.
Yes.
And so trying to be respectful of other people. And now it's just like, he just lives here. The feel has changed just a little bit, I think.
He runs the household.
Yeah, a little bit.
There was one of the other things is like that dog is training you well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Steve Rutherford? No, there's an R.
Okay.
2 R's.
Okay.
3.
That's fair.
Where was I? Okay. Dylan, have you looked at a Bear Creek Arsenal AR-15s? The prices are incredible. Just ordered one. I'll let you know what I think of it.
I have seen them. Is it bad to say I'm a little bougie about that stuff? So I have not really bought. I haven't bought one of those. That one right there is a PSA. So I just finished a PSA build.
Kyle Ketchimonia says Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street.
I'm not a horror person. I don't.
Friday the 13th.
I'm not white, so I don't be like, oh hey, let's die over there behind that.
See, that's that's why Natalie calls me well seasoned, because I will hear stuff and I'm like, mm-mm. But other white people are like, let's go poke it. No.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
But Friday the 13th, because he doesn't watch those movies.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, she likes horror movies.
James Grote says, Trek or Specialized, and what style?
Specialized.
That's what I said.
Trek or Specialized. Specialized. End of story.
Oh.
What's the rest of the question? Sorry. I'm giving you a hard time.
What style of bike is your favorite? Road, MTB, or gravel?
Well, I would have one of everything, given the right circumstances. Right now, the only bike I have right now is a Salsa Hardtail 29er. But in my strictest sense of the word, cycling wise, I really like having a fast road bike. Like, I don't need like a specialized tarmac. The last road bike I had was a giant Defy, with all the tricky stuff on it. And then my mountain bike of choice is a Salsa Spearfish or a Stump Jumper Epic, because I like a cross country bike when it comes to mountain biking stuff. And then I don't need a full race road bike like a tarmac, but I don't want like a Roubaix that is like really upright and really like kind of, I don't know, it's not aggressive enough for me. I like the in between. So that giant Defy was the thing for me the last time I bought one.
Paul Lang. I'm going to mess it up again.
Paul.
Favorite Coen Brothers film?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Right off the top of my head, No Country for Old Men is probably one of my favorite movies of all time, period.
Sarge978 said choices in a high quality yet budget friendly headphones for being able to play loud but not get evicted. Been looking at a Beyerdynamic DT900 Pro X open back studios.
Those are cool. Open back headphones are weird for me. I have to use closed back ones. But just the way that my head works, I like closed back headphones instead. I'm using AKG 371 something right now. And I really like them. They're cheap though. They're not super expensive, but I do like them.
New Gun Guy says, will you get a staccato?
Mm-hmm. That's probably going to be my next pistol, yeah. I'm really trying to decide whether I want a P or an XC. Because I know there's a big difference between a P and an XC money-wise, but I mean, if you're going to do it. But then, see, the thing is, so then you could want to get XC, right? This is the problem. Then at that point, why don't I just get a Nighthawk or a Wilson Combat? So I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Doc Stiltonen says Blues Brothers or Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap.
Jason Albert says, what about a GT dyno from the 80s?
Oh, sweet. Yeah. If you ever hang out on the Texas Toast channel and you hear them talk about Mike Learn, he paints all these fancy guitars for famous people and does all these skulls and stuff. And airbrush stuff is really cool. But when you go out to his house, he lives in the boonies, right? And he's got you pull up to his house and he's got a tree with bike parts bolted all to it. Like a tree of shame, like just a bunch of rusty bike parts bolted to this dead tree. It's really cool.
Oh, I've seen one of those before. Yeah.
And then you go in his garage, and from the ceiling, he's got like 3 levels. So like high, medium, and low on display. Every vintage BMX bike and freestyle bike and all these.
That's cool.
Red line, like all Diamondback, like all these really rare, really cool. He's like, this bike's worth $2,000, and it's some old BMX bike from the 80s. Really cool, and they're all like super mint. And then he's got like a pile of like busted up bicycles that he's like welding and putting back together and like making choppers out of them and stuff. And like it's really cool.
Okay. Kyle Ketchamonia says, she's getting my last name now. It means big white man in Cree. I am Cree, but my ancestors are Irish.
Oh, that's funny.
Paul, what is your daily driver fountain pen?
Daily driver fountain pen right now. What is your daily driver fountain pen? Probably that one, huh?
Mm-hmm. Or my Carolina one.
Yeah, that's pretty bougie. So she's got a Kaveco Sport right there with a broad nib, right?
Yeah.
And then Carolina Pen Company, Jonathan Brooks.
It's right there.
Yep. She's got one of those. My daily driver right now that I use the most is this. This is like from the 60s, like a 68 or so, Mont Blanc 220. I use this this is probably my number one pen. This is a Jonathan Brooks, Carolina Pen Company, that I got at the Atlanta Pen Show. And then the other pen that I use a lot is, Sailor Pro Gear, Imperial Black. But I use all of them. Like I rotate through them. Like I will.
I do that too.
If I'm journaling for 20 minutes, I'll use 3 different pens just because.
I did that earlier.
It's just fun. Like, why not? But, and actually, in real EDC, in my pocket every day, I have a little Midori notebook in here, traveler's notebook in my pocket. So this is actually in my pocket. And then I have a Big Idea Designs Fountain EDC in black DLC in my pocket all the time.
Jim Cunningham says, what do you know or remember about quadraphonic?
I remember it.
Sound.
Yeah. And I remember it being crazy to set up, but once it was set up, it sounded awesome. We had it in my living room when I was a kid because my parents had all that stuff. Yeah, I remember all that.
Paul said, great pens, nice. Proger is a favorite of mine as well.
Dude, I'm a Sailor Man all the way. I have 3 of them, and I'm right now, until you tell me other, like I've got a Pilot Custom 74 that's out at a nib tech right now, getting some nib work done on it because it had some baby's bottom when I got it. So I've not gotten to really write with that pen and really enjoy it yet. So that's the only Pilot I have. But I've got a 1911L. I've got a Pro Gear and I've got a Pro Gear Slim, and I love all of those pens very, very much. I love the way the nibs feel. And I've got a Pilot Falcon coming. It should be here next week.
CG Carino says, all right, amigos, thanks for answering all my questions. I'll give others a chance to. Okay. One last one. Iced or hot coffee?
Oh, both. You haven't seen our coffee rig. We have...
Which one?
I know. Let's just say I have 3 grinders. I've got a grinder.
I like hot coffee.
You like hot coffee?
Yeah.
I make some pretty good iced coffee, though.
You do make good iced coffee. Okay, let me enhance my answer. I like just about all hot coffee.
Right.
I like Dad's iced coffee.
Yeah. I have a Yama cold brew tower. So we make some pretty good cold brew. We need to make some. I haven't made some in a while.
Al John says, are you guys into fishing? I like fishing.
You are. I'm not. I don't care.
I like fishing. I'm so excited to go fishing with Bryson.
Yeah, my son he's building a house right now, and on his land he's got a pond. So
me and Bandit will be down there all the time.
Yep.
Let my dog go swimming. What about Faber-Castell? I've got one, but I've had trouble buying ink. That was Doc Sultan.
So you must be a cartridge pen, huh? Try to get a converter for it, because if you can get a converter for it, then you can get bottled ink anywhere. I don't have any Faber-Castells. That's a brand I've looked at, but I haven't really pulled the trigger on it yet.
Richard Del Connor says, you're probably not old enough to have seen the Collectors perform, but did you ever see the band that was the foundation of them, Chili Whack, from the town of the same name?
No.
Paul says, funny you mentioned that. Pilot Custom 74 is my GOAT. Sailor Pro Gear is my second. Falcon, can't wait to see what you think of it, especially as a lefty.
Yeah, I know. And we
were watching the Falcon video today.
Yeah, I got a FA nib too. I'm really, so I should say at the Atlanta Pin Show, I went to the Pilot table and I wrote with the Custom 912 with the Falcon nib and the Falcon with the FA nib. And so I ended up going for the Falcon because I liked it better. I like springy nibs.
You don't like bouncy. You like springy.
Yeah, I don't want it to be so like your Noodler's Ahab. I don't want it to be like boing, boing when you write with it and have the line go all over the place. But I do want it to feel nice. That's why this
I like that one.
Yeah, this Mont Blanc 220 is awesome because it has a hooded nib and like an inlaid nib, and it's like super soft and really nice. Doesn't give you a lot of line variation, but it's like it's like you're walking on air, like writing on air, because it's just like, it kind of just, I don't know. I really, really like this pen a lot.
Emmanuel Wood says DC or Marvel.
Oh, I have Batman tattooed on my calf. I'm a DC man.
I know.
All the way.
Curtis Chavez says, I'm not into fishing, but I loves me some camping.
I like camping if you have solar and internet and stuff.
Jesus. I blink and there's like 4 new comments.
Excellent.
Sarge978 says, coolest luthier you've met. Mine was a super old Japanese guy when I was stationed in Okinawa. Mom's laughing.
Mom's laughing from the living room. Okinawa.
Oh, shit. Brought him a Schecter?
Doug Cower. My favorite that I've met. Cool dude. What else you got? That was a guitar question. We'll let it fly.
Still using the fast cooker. How did you find out about them?
The what?
Fast cooker?
Well, I mean, we have
Like a pressure cooker?
I mean, it's not an Instant Pot, is it? What's the brand we have now?
Ishuku? Something with an elephant?
No. That's Zojirushi, but that's our hot water pot and our other stuff. No.
And our air filters and our... She has a rice cooker like that, does that?
Yeah.
What is he talking about? Fast cooker? Like a crock pot?
I guess.
That's not fast.
Yeah, it is. The thing we got is fast.
A crock pot?
It's not a crock pot. It's a...
Pressure cooker.
Whatever it is, yeah. Instant pot kind of thing. Mom uses it all the time. She makes those stinky ass beans in it.
No, those are good beans. DC is Memphis, Tennessee, and Marvel is Nashville, Tennessee.
I've been both places, and Memphis, Tennessee is neither of those things.
Jason Albert said, my friends call me Batman. I also have a friend named Batman. No, you didn't read it wrong.
That's funny. No, Batman's my favorite. Because I am Batman. I just need more money.
I thought you were the Stig.
No. I'm not that good. I can drive, but I'm not that good.
Why did I remember that? That's been like since the apartment.
Yeah, I know. That's years.
Doc Silton had said Japan or Singapore for a vacation.
Japan. All the way.
Every time I see Singapore, it was like, I think of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, really?
Welcome to Singapore.
Oh my gosh. No, I want to go to Japan really bad. For a lot of reasons. Car culture, swords.
Jim Cunningham said Ryan Reynolds as Colonel Hogan, Jack Black as Sergeant Schultz, and Rowan Atkinson as Colonel Klink for a full movie, yes or no?
Maybe. Wouldn't watch any of that though. Rowan Atkinson is Mr. Bean. You don't like Mr. Bean?
He creeps me out.
Me either. I don't like that slapsticky of humor, I guess. I don't know.
He just creeps me out.
Because some stuff is dumb and funny, and some stuff is dumb as dumb.
Curtis Chavez says, yes, Instapot. Leslie did a video about it.
Oh, yeah. We got a different one because we wore that one out, actually. And it's actually a crock pot brand, I think. But it's an Instant Pot thing, you know.
Is it time for my tangent?
Go for it. What is the thing?
We were talking about the Winchester house.
Okay.
So what that is like this super old lady was like super crazy and had this house that like had hallways that led to nowhere and doors that like, it's almost like the guy who had that like hotel hell thing with like he was murdering people.
Yeah.
I don't think she was murdering people. I don't know. I don't think she was murdering people. They've made all kinds of different movies and stuff like that.
Oh,
It was
really?
like just this super, super like crazy lady who had so much money and she built this crazy house with.
Interesting.
There's some kind of movie about it or show, and I haven't watched it, and I've been meaning to.
Really?
But it's definitely like, because remember I went on this whole thing about like the guy who had that hotel that was murdering people and was selling different
There's a
bones
whole
to the
podcast
schools.
about that. It's amazing.
I watched it, like so many documentaries about it because like I get that it was screwed up, but he had like a plan for everything.
You know that Morbid podcast that I listened to?
Yeah.
They did like a 5-part thing on it.
On him?
Yes. Because he was not just in that city.
Oh, I know. He went everywhere.
Like everywhere, all over the country.
Yeah.
That dude was crazy.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
had like
California, like everywhere.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, that dude was crazy.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's
no,
neat
that was one
learning
of the
about
neatest
stuff.
that was one of the neatest ones I've ever heard of, yeah.
But yeah, I watched this show like about him. Like he would sell their bones to schools, like make money to keep this thing
Yeah,
running
yeah,
and
yeah,
get
yeah,
more
yeah.
people to
Yeah.
like it was nuts.
Yep.
Doors to nowhere. Jim Cunningham said, too many steps for my self-help in the Winchester. Benny's were, oh wait. Russell's, I don't want to mess that up. Says, Winchester House literally looks like every time I touch a nail. And Sarge 978 said, Doc, I have a daughter in the Philippines. The classic GI story, shake my head. That said, her mom is just a regular girl, for the record.
Oh, that's funny.
Russell Sonner said, but boy, did he make a gun. No, different Winchester.
Different Winchester.
Way different things. We're talking about like horror people. Oh, no.
What?
That's the same family.
Wait, what?
He made the guns and she was the crazy broad at home.
Really?
That's what Jim Cunningham just said.
All right, we got to look this crap up now. I got to know about this stuff.
Oh, I did know this.
What?
Because I read the rest of his comment. He said, because her husband made Winchester rifles and she was afraid all the ghosts of the people those guns killed were after her. That's why she made that house. I did know that.
My pen just freaking... I'm going to have him look at this.
You want my baby one?
No, I got it. That pen's been giving me trouble, and now I really need to have it looked at.
Now I have to watch this show. Wait, what is The Visit? She
Yeah.
was the heiress.
Interesting.
No, I did know that. I read about that. Looking for the guy with the hotel.
All right.
I did read about that.
Well, now I'm
watch
very
this
curious
show.
about that.
Docs is like, it's the same. He's like, I think he's picking on me because I mean, it's the same Winchester family.
See, now I want to get a Winchester just because of that.
No, because if some old white lady starts haunting our house thinking that somebody's gonna get her.
No. That's not even real. I don't even care about that.
I know. I was being...
But I would like. I want a Winchester anyway. What do I want? I want a Winchester.
I want a Colt.
17.
Doc Sultanen says, have you seen Shogun yet?
No, everybody keeps saying something about that, and I have not.
I was waiting.
No, I know, and I know. Everybody keeps bugging me about it, and I haven't done it.
Not Paul. Russell said, Uniball Vision will never let you down.
So, the problem is there's.
Oh, I have heard of that movie.
What movie?
The Visit is the movie with the pretend grandparents. See, I don't want like, I like psychopath movies. I don't like psychopath movies with kids.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you murder a dude, like a random guy and his wife for being weird, cool. But don't be messing with babies.
Yeah, even even
I don't
when
do
I watch
crazy with kids.
Yeah, I was gonna say even when I watch like serial killer stuff, and I watch like
Dogs and kids. The rest of them.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Dogs
If there's
and kids.
animal violence or if there's children violence, I'm really not into it.
Nope. I don't like it.
I do know why it's doing it, but
1873.
yes, Winchester 1873.
Oh.
That's what I want.
Jim Cunningham said, "Crazy rich white man wife."
Yep, Winchester 1873 lever action. That is what I want.
Wait a minute. Where did we start talking about weed?
That's
I'm sorry.
wow, wow. Welcome to Brianna being on the show.
Oh, I didn't miss it by that much. Okay, cool. Said, I plan to go as soon as they legalize weed, and they're voting any day now. And it says, no comment on the weed thing. I've been out here in Asia long enough where I haven't been able to access that for years. And I'm originally from Vancouver.
Where's he from? Who's saying that?
Vinny and
Vinny.
Russell.
Oh, gotcha.
Vinny said, Russell said, I want to meet Freddie Lim for real. The guy is one of my heroes.
Sorry about this.
Jason Albert says, Brianna, are you talking about the gun or the malt beer? You said you want a Colt. The gun. I want a gun. I want
Colt.
the gun. I've never heard of Colt.
Colt 45?
2 zigzags.
Exactly.
I know. I'm talking about beer. I've heard of the gun. I've never heard about the beer.
It's not beer. It's malt liquor. It's like not even real beer. It's gross.
Like 2020?
Yeah, like Old English.
Or like Four Logos?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Nasty.
I always thought they were talking about a gun.
No, they're talking about beer. They're talking about malt liquor. It's nasty. It comes in a big chrome can like this.
He said Colt 45 works every time.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah, we're not talking about a gun.
I was talking about the gun. Russell said, show her the ads.
Yeah. Colt 45 ads.
Billy D. Williams. What?
Hmm? I'll show you later.
Schultz.
Schlitz. My dad used to drink Schlitz. It's from Wisconsin, I think. Yep.
Okay. We went like...
way off topic. We're as far off topic.
We went from weed to malt liquor to Outcast.
Oh my goodness. Well, of course.
Shows and...
Yeah. No, this is good. This is it. Exactly. This is exactly what we should be doing tonight. This is what I was hoping.
Now that song's stuck in my head.
What time is it?
Colt 45.
I think it's about time because my glass is empty.
Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's where it's from. I think Old Milwaukee and Schlitz and Stroh's and all those companies were all from Wisconsin.
Are we talking about like cheap or just like
Cheap.
put you on your butt?
Cheap. No, cheap. Like corner store.
That's what I was talking about. MD 2020.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
I've had that.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I mean, I assumed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that stuff's gross.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all.
Especially coming back.
Exactly.
The Beast? What?
We are going to call it, I think. We have a video coming out tomorrow. I have some crazy technology to show you tomorrow.
Never pour salt in your Schlitz.
That's funny. So anyway, thanks for hanging out.
Cool.
We will see you tomorrow.
Deuces. I can't find the button.
You have to end.